The Bose QuietComfort Ultra is a $400 headphone that only really does three things. It makes sound, it does it wirelessly, and it cancels noise. So it had better do those things really well. But I don't know about you, but if I'm paying $400 for something, first of all, it had better feel like $1 million. That's just basic math. And it kind of does. Now, there's no premium materials here. It's all plastic. However, the plastics are all very high quality. Even this metal headband here, it's got this nice dull sheen to it. I love it. It looks classy. Comes in 3 colorways, by the way, and I think this is the nicest one. And I really like the little things, like there's this little dot on the headphone frame so that whenever the ear cup smacks against the frame, it doesn't sound like 2 bits of plastic clacking against each other. It sounds much more premium. If you're making a cheap headphone out there, take notes. And I also love the fact that it's got left and right in the ear cup. I don't know why more headphone companies don't do that. Overall, this thing feels properly premium despite being made almost entirely of plastics. And when you've got this on your head, everything that touches you is this soft leather foam material. It's just really, really premium. It looks great on the head. Also, this version folds in on itself into this little travel case, which feels great on the outside, but also on the inside. Bose definitely knows what it's doing here. Now, I don't know about you, but looks aren't always everything. Okay, if I'm paying $400 for this, it had better feel fantastic on the head. And it kind of does. Now, I will admit it's a bit snug initially, but you can adjust that using the friction locking mechanism on the headband. The headband itself is nice and wide, which is more than I can say for a lot of its competitors, and that distributes the weight quite evenly across the old noggin. The ear cups, nice and wide and deep, so a lot of different ear sizes and shapes are going to be well accommodated here. Again, something I feel a lot of headphones need to work on, although I do believe the Sony XM5 is a little bit better on that front. Where this is better is this beautiful leatherette finishing with the foam inside. This thing feels really plush on the head, although if you're in a hot and humid environment, I will admit it does get hot pretty fast. You're going to have to give yourself a little wipe down every now and then. Overall though, this thing is very, very comfortable while still remaining nice and snug, which is really important for both sound quality and noise cancelling. We'll get to that in just a minute. Because first, before I get to all of that, for $400, I don't want complications. I just want this thing to work out of the box, no hassle, so I can just start enjoying my device. And that's exactly what it does. First of all, it's very basic in functionality, but it's also laid out very simply. There are only 3 buttons to use. A Bluetooth pairing button to put it in pairing mode. It also connects to 2 devices simultaneously, by the way, no matter what ecosystem that device is in, which is a very nice thing. It's got a multifunction button that does, this is your go-to button. It does everything: play, pause, skip track, previous track, you name it, it does it, including changing of transparency to active noise cancelling modes. But it's also got this nice handy little volume strip here, which is very interesting, right? So you can only change volume while you're listening to some kind of media. I don't know why, that's just the way it is. But when you do, this feels fantastic. It's very linear. Small changes make small changes in volume, large changes make large. I mean, it works as it should. It works intuitively and it's fantastic. But overall, I do wish that the buttons were a little bit larger, a little bit easier to find, because my finger almost always naturally went to the volume strip instead. And as for controls, yeah, another button or 2 wouldn't have hurt Bose. However, you can do one useful thing. You can map your immersive mode to the volume strip. Basically touch the volume strip and hold it for a second and it changes your type of immersive mode. We'll get back to what immersive mode is in a second. Now, this does come with the Bose app, one that has been notorious in the past for being very unreliable, but I think they've sorted those issues out. The Bose app now pairs wonderfully well with the headphone and just works. And it doesn't even do very much. It's really, really minimal. You can name the headphone a variety of very interesting things. You have a 3-band EQ and you can change immersive modes. There's a couple of other things, but more or less that's it. And honestly, I'm here for it. I really don't care about all those smart features. Some of them are quite interesting, but most of them, like on the Sony XM5, I don't end up using. This one, take it out of the box, put it on the head, just get on with it. I like that. You know what else I like? A $400 headphone that actually sounds good. And this is where the audiophile in me wants to yell at you. I want to yell at you. I want to say the Bose has got way too much bass. I want to say the vocals are far too pushed forward as well. They sound a little forced. But I'm not going to say any of that, although I just said it. See, the point is, Bose knows you want bass. This is your fault, really. They know you want bass and they give you bass, but in a way that maintains tight, punchy, clear bass. They've actually done it really well. Now, whenever you boost bass that much, usually the mid-range, vocals, some instruments start to get muffled, start to feel a little recessed and like they're coming from behind the mix, so to speak. What do you do to compensate that? You boost it up, and that's exactly what Bose has done. Does it feel a little bit forced and unnatural? Yes, but vocals are always clear, instruments are really nice, well separated and clear at the same time, and they've done all this without raising the treble too much. Most headphones do that to give you the perception of clarity. Bose has not, so it never gets fatiguing to listen to. Overall, I'd say, is this the most natural, transparent sounding thing? No, it absolutely is not. However, it is a fun sound that is always clear, always punchy, and I feel like a lot of people buying this are going to get right behind that. They're going to enjoy the sound, and if you want to tone it down a little, that 3-band EQ does help a little bit. So I think it's a smash hit as far as sound is concerned. But you and I both know it's not just about audio, right? It isn't. This is a Bose headphone and it's the top of the line one. So I know what you're thinking. What you want is top of the line noise cancelling. And that is exactly what you get. I've heard a whole bunch of headphones this year and nothing comes close to this. Actually, that's not true. The Sony XM5 comes really, really close. This is still king of the hill this year. Now, between you and me, I've heard a lot of older Bose products and I think they can do a lot better. They're just holding back. Just a feeling I have, okay? Still, in the market today, amongst headphones, this is the best noise cancelling you're going to get. It's really good in the bass. Vocals generally tend to come through, but they are subdued in a way that seems quite natural, and a lot of higher frequencies do get cut out as well. I think you can't go wrong with this in terms of noise cancelling, but here's what's really, really interesting. The transparency mode. Apple is king of the hill. It still is the best at transparency. Oh my God, they're good. But these guys have so stepped up. If Apple is the first, this is a very close second and I'm here for it. Every single time I switch to transparency mode, it just feels natural. So I don't feel the need to take this off the ear. I might still take it off my ear just to show people that I'm listening to them, but there's no need to. It's just really good. So from a sound perspective, I think they know what they're doing and they've done it. Really, really well done. Now, one of the downsides about having the Bose QuietComfort Ultra is the battery life. It's only 24 hours, which seems like a lot, but a lot of competitors do give 30, 40, 50, even 60 hours in some cases, so that's not what you're going to get. And furthermore, that battery life will come down a little bit if you're using that immersive mode. Okay, this is an interesting thing that Bose has started more recently in this generation, and it's not spatial audio, it's not virtual surround, and they don't call it that. All they do is call it immersive audio, and that's exactly what it is. Anything you're listening to sounds like it's in the room with you. If you're listening to a podcast, it sounds like they're in a room with you, and the room is a bit reverberant, there's a little bit of echo. It sounds pretty immersive if you ask me. Is it a bit of a gimmick? Yes. Is it fun to use sometimes? Absolutely. Will it take a hit on battery life? Yes. Overall though, they could have improved on the battery life a little bit, but you do get fast charging, which can and has saved me in a pinch. So, is the Bose QuietComfort Ultra headphone worth the whopping $400 price point? In my opinion, I mean, it's very pricey. Don't get me wrong. But for that money, look at what it's doing. It's got great comfort and a great seal. It's got the best noise cancelling. It's got pretty much the best transparency mode. It's got really fun sound done well, which is not something you can say for a lot of headphones out there. And it just works out of the box. Is it perfect? No, I think the battery life could have been a little better. I think the control scheme could have been a little more fleshed out. But I love the fact that it folds away into a really small travel case. I love the fact that it feels so premium. And when I put it on my ears, it just feels fantastic, partly because of the comfort and the premium feeling pads, but also because the noise cancelling is so darn good. I mean, if you wanted one of the best Bluetooth headphones, noise cancelling Bluetooth headphones out there, I would easily recommend this, even for the asking price of $400. And if you ever get it on discount, this one's going to be a no-brainer. Just like it's a no-brainer for you to subscribe or become a YouTube member, or click on one of these videos to check out some of the other reviews I have. See what I did there? I'll see you in those, yeah? All right, stay happy, stay peaceful, stay colorful. Namaste.